Hi, Virgo. Will March be a big month with lots of changes for you? I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic, seer, and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides for March 2026. You may want to watch your sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, and cusp sign if you're born on the cusp, because your messages could be coming to you in a variety of places. So that way you'll get a more holistic view of what's to come for you in this month of March. So all that being said, now on to your psychic tarot reading for March 2026. And I'm starting with your first card here. You have the Five of Rods. And the Five of Rods is a card that symbolizes an internal struggle going on inside of you, or a struggle with coworkers, family members, friendship groups, or any clubs, groups, or organizations you belong to. But remember, sometimes this card, like I said, can be an internal struggle. I get you're in the mix of something where people are bickering about what should be done about something. It could be somebody's funeral. It could be about an estate. It could be about a trip or some group endeavor that's going to go on. It could even be with contractors, plumbers, electricians, but especially contractors, or even architects, where you're like, I want this done this way. And they may be arguing with you and saying, no, you can't do it this way. It can't be built this way. It can't be, routed this way, whatever it is. So it could be between you and somebody that's drawing up plans, building your home, or making an addition or something, where you're like, no, I don't want it that way. I want it this way. And there could be other people in the mix of it too, like maybe other people in your life that are going to be in the mix of this discussion or disagreement about it. There could be something that you feel like, no, it has to be this certain way, especially if you're caring for an elderly relative that needs, like, maybe you need like handicap ramps, and or certain kind of plumbing things, toilets or something, showers installed in a certain way so the person that has the disability or the problem can access it easily. Or it could have to do with, multiple people have needs or something, and you're like, no, it can't be done this way. It needs to be done that way. If it's not actually in the physical material world about some kind of construction or setup, which is what I feel like it is mostly, or wills or estate settling, which I also feel for some of you it's about that. It could also be how something's set up on a website you're trying to design, or a computer system, how things are set up. It could have to do with a business, how you want certain things set up to do with a business, payroll, accounts payable, accounts receivable, or other things like in a business setup. You could be really mad, especially if you had already had a confirmation or an agreement with somebody that said, oh yeah, we can do it that way, and now they're telling you no. So this could be an argument or struggle because you already got like the green light or the approval, like, oh yeah, we can do it that way. Oh yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, that'll work. And now you're finding out, now they're saying, no, it's not possible. No, it's not going to work. And you could be arguing because you could really see the pitfalls in their plans. You could see mistakes and problems that are obvious to you, or that you see could arise, that the person or people you're talking to or dealing with, they can't see it, but you can. So then, I'm sorry, I think it's going to snow here, and my sinuses, whenever it's going to snow, they do really weird things. So I'm sorry for any sniffing or like weirdness because it's happening. So the next card in your reading, Virgo, is Four of Pentacles, and this is a card that symbolizes holding on protectively to things of value. It could be money. It could also be anything of value. Sometimes this card indicates financial success coming to you in the future. In the old days of tarot, it was called the Miser card. You may be like, you know what? I'm keeping my money from you because you're not doing this thing the way I told you I wanted you to do it. So if you're having any arguments over any of the things I just mentioned in the Five of Rods card, you may be like, nope, I'm not paying you until you do it the way I said. Or, nope, project's going to stop because you're not in agreement with what we agreed upon. So I'm not giving you any more money moving forward. So some of you, you're doing this to withhold money because of those reasons. Some of you may be very much holding on to your money because you see how some stuff is going to go down and it could turn into a legal situation or battle. And you're like, well, I got to save my money because maybe you think somebody's going to put a lawsuit at you. Or maybe you're like, well, I want to start a lawsuit against this business or company or contractor or whatever, whomever it is. So you may feel like you have to hold on to your money because those kind of things, you know how legal stuff costs a lot of money. Some of you could be saving your money because there's something you want to do that, like make improvements to your house. So if you want to make some kind of improvements, you may be like, well, I got to save my money because it's going to cost money to make these improvements, or to a business, or to your own physical body. If you wanted like cosmetic surgery or anything like that, you may be like, well, I'm saving up my money because cosmetic surgery is expensive. You could even find money this month. Like, so if you take your dog for a walk, or you're just walking through a parking lot or the food store or wherever you happen to be, look down because I feel like you're going to find money. And if you don't find money in that manner, you could find money like, hey, I found out I got a CD I totally forgot all about, and I should cash in on it. Or any savings bonds you may have like totally forgotten all about. You didn't remember it, and you could see that those savings bonds are, you need the cash, so you're going to cash in on those bonds. Or it could be some bank account or something, a savings account or a bank account you started long ago, or maybe an account like on PayPal, and you sold some things on eBay or God knows where, and you got money sitting somewhere, and you're like, I forgot all about that. I've got to, move that money into my bank account. So you could find money in, online in something, or in a bank account, on the ground, in a parking lot, in a store, lots of places. So keep your, be on the lookout, Virgo. So the next card in your reading is the Eight of Swords, and this is feeling trapped and bound in a situation or circumstance. You could also feel like you're in an emotional prison about something. But you may be able actually to get out of it pretty easily, but you just can't see that. You're not seeing how you could easily get yourself out of it. You could be in some kind of situation where you have to stick with it and see it through to the end. And it may be something you don't want to do that. Could be a job, like a particular project. Your boss is like, well, here's your project, but you're like, I don't like this. I feel like I'm trapped. I don't want to do it. But you may have to stick through it to the end. Or some other thing that you're doing. Maybe something, some job or work-related thing you're doing for your own personal life, your home. Maybe you're like retiling your bathroom, or you're redoing your kitchen floor, and you're the one doing it, and you may be like, I'm trapped. I don't want to keep doing this. I want it to be done. So you could feel trapped about some project, either business or work related, or home improvement, or something else. Maybe you're writing something, writing a book, or doing some kind of work on the computer, and you feel trapped. Like, I don't want to do this, but you may have to complete it and see it through till the end. You may want to like distance yourself from social media. You may feel like your mind is numb from all the stuff that you're hearing. And come on, like, when I'm recording this, I cannot tell you how many videos I've seen float by, and I don't watch them all, but I have watched a few, about the island, you know who I'm talking about, right? The big E island. You may be numb. It may not even be that. It could be other things, but you're like, oh my gosh, I can't listen to this anymore. I don't want to see it anymore. Even, maybe because it's making your mind numb. It's numbing you out, or you're playing too many video games, or you're watching too much TV, or spending too much time on the internet or on your phone. You may feel like your mind is numb and you need some kind, and it could be trapping you. You could feel trapped by it, like almost like you're addicted to it, or I don't know. But I get like my guides keep telling me your mind is feeling numb. So it's from something you're watching, wherever that is. Video game, phone, laptop, tablet, television, I don't know where. But I really feel it's that. But I feel it's probably about one particular thing that keeps getting talked about over and over. Not that it's not important to look at it and research it and know what went on. Yeah, but like if that's all people are putting up for you to watch, it's like, okay, already, I get the picture. So you could feel mind numb about something. So I just want to let you know, Virgo, if you're interested, I recorded my full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, March 3rd, 2026, effects, psychic tarot, crystal, and oracle card readings for each sign of the zodiac. These eclipse effects start 6 weeks to a month prior to the eclipse, and they are the strongest effects for the first 3 to 6 months, but they can last 9 months or even up to a year. You might want to get your rising sign and your sun sign in this eclipse series, and I would definitely think Virgos would want to check out that video series, since this is a big eclipse in Virgo. Also, my eclipse effects from the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius, February 17th, 2026, psychic tarot, crystal, and oracle card readings for each sign of the zodiac. I use the same format for these video series, but I use different tarot decks, but it's the same format. And again, the eclipse effects started 1 month or 6 weeks prior to the eclipse, and the effects will be the strongest for the first 3 months and 6 months, but it could even last up to a year. But I did hear an astrologer the other day that I watch on YouTube say that that particular eclipse effects could last for up to 2 years. So you might want to check that series out and get your sun sign and your rising sign, or whatever sign normally resonates with you, on my YouTube and Rumble readings. Also, I need to remind you guys, because I forgot about this, but you might want to check out my Neptune in Aries psychic tarot and oracle card readings if you didn't get them before, because I recorded them in September of 2025, because Neptune went into Aries on October 2025 until March of 2025. Then it went back into Pisces But now it is in full force, Neptune in Aries, from January of 2026 until March of 2039. That's 14 years. So you may want to get those videos and see what I got for your sign or your rising sign or sun sign in that video series. These links for these videos are in the description box in the Show More section, and eventually the links get put on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page, and they are, the platforms they're on is my Vimeo on-demand videos, and they're also on my Patreon shop. The links for both Vimeo and Patreon are down below. Also, if you're interested in getting a continuation and an expansion of the psychic tarot readings I'm doing right here, right now on this channel, you might want to see what else comes up for you in March of 2026 in my psychic crystal readings for March 2026 for each sign of the zodiac. So you might want to check them out as well. So now on to card number 4, you have the Five of Swords. And this is a card that symbolizes standing your ground, drawing a line in the sand, standing up against any gossipers, naysayers, or detractors, standing up for yourself or your rights. This can also indicate if there's any battle with anyone, you are likely to win. I get some of you, it's like, I can't listen to this anymore. I go back to what I said in the Eight of Swords card about your mind being numb, and it could be on watching things on social media of any platform, but it could be something going on at your job or in your family where you're just going to be like, I can't listen to this anymore. You may feel like somebody has the wrong idea about you, the wrong picture of who you are and what you're all about. Or you could think that people have the wrong picture, an idea of what something you're involved in, a business or some kind of politics or belief system, that you think they don't really get it. Like they don't get what it's all about, or they're not getting to what's really important, and you may feel like, I can't listen to this anymore. I don't want to listen to this. If you own your own business, or if you're a boss, a manager, or a supervisor, you may be putting an employee on notice. Like, you know what? I'm warning you right now. If you do this again, you're out of here. This is your warning. Next time, you're fired. So it could be like maybe an employee at a place where you work or at a company or business you own is talking about politics or other things that you're like, this shouldn't be religion. I don't know what, that is getting people riled up and people upset. And you're like, this doesn't belong in the workplace. So you could be telling them, look, you can't keep talking about this or doing this or that, because next time I catch you doing it, or I hear complaints about you doing it or saying it, you're out of here. So you could be literally drawing the line in the sand, but that doesn't mean you're not giving them one more chance. You might, for some of you. You may also be aware of someone or multiple people scheming and crafting a plan. And the plan might be to do something that you think is wrong. So you could hear two employees planning a scheme. They're going to steal something, or they're going to do something bad. Or it could be your kids scheming and planning something, or one of your kids with one of their friends. You may overhear planning and scheming going on. And if that happens, you will confront them and shut it down. You're also going to be hypersensitive to grifters. Anybody you feel like is doing gaslighting or grifting, you're going to be like, I'm not dealing with this anymore, or, whatever. You got to listen to what I said right here because I feel like you're going to encounter it. But remember, these are general readings and timing will be different for all of you. Some of these things you're like, well, that doesn't make sense to me for March. First of all, you have to wait for March to play out completely. You can't know that when you hear the video in February, at the end of February. You need March to pass to find out, did this happen? Also, it could happen later on. Maybe this is going to happen for some of you Virgos in April or May or even later. So the next card in your reading, Virgo, is the Temperance card. This is patience, having patience, needing to have patience. It could also be alchemy, where God is working through you in what you're doing, thinking, creating, and saying. I do feel like you're going to have conversations with yourself where you're going to be trying to will yourself to be more tolerant of others. You may also feel like, you know what, I need a break. I need a break from, like, I go back to the Eight of Swords card. So you may need a break from social media, or a break from certain people that you have to deal with on a regular basis. Or maybe you need a break from work, like you need a vacation or a leave of absence or some other kind of time off. If you've had dissension with somebody, bad blood between you, you may want to smooth things over and try to make amends or make up or make things right. So you may want to patch things up with somebody. Could be a love partner, could be a friend, could be family member. I don't know who it is, but you may want to make amends with someone, patch things up. You may be like really thinking about, where do I see the good in people? You may be looking for the good in people that you don't agree with, or that you've had arguments with, or that you generally don't like. You may be looking to try to find the good in people that you feel that way about. Don't be surprised if you hear somebody tell you a near-death experience. It could be somebody you watch on the internet, because there's some channels that have people come up and they're telling all these, near-death experiences. I had one myself, pretty strong. But it could, there's people, a lot of people have them, especially if they get surgeries or get into a car accident or things like that. That's a lot of times when they pop up. But you could be hearing about it. It could be from somebody you know or somebody you don't know, but you're catching it, hearing it on, online. Some of you may have some kind of pet. It could be a baby, but for some of you, I feel like it's smaller than a baby that you want to really look after and take care of. Maybe it's a little baby duck or a little baby chicken or a little chick, or it's a little baby bird, or it's a little tiny mouse or something. I don't know. It could be a baby, but I really feel like it's more animal related, where you're like, oh, I want to take care of them. You could be nursing it to health if it's not well. You could be trying to heal it. But you could be doing other things to try to help it and make it better. Or just like put a lot of love and care towards this little being. So the best gemstone crystal I got for Virgos to work with, use, and wear in the month of March 2020, what year are we in? 6. March of 2026 is onyx. And onyx gives strength and promotes vigor, steadfastness, and stamina. Onyx is also good for helping banish grief and puts you at ease with your surroundings. Onyx is also good for enhancing self-control, and it stimulates wise decision-making. And onyx also encourages happiness and good fortune. Now, the other sign that got onyx for this month so far is Leo, also got onyx as well. Yeah, it is going to be a very good grounding stone and make you feel more stable. It's going to help like erase negativity, and it's going to help you like find the positive in people and in situations. If you are a Virgo that holds on to things too tightly, and you are not like real easygoing and you don't like to let things go too easily, onyx can kind of help you like loosen your grip on situations or people or whatever's going on. It can help you take a more be more free flowing and be more open and relaxed. If you have to do any writing or do any coaching, teaching, speaking, tutoring, it's going to help you like be very engaging and put forth a lot of positive information and with a positive attitude. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And thank you for your likes and sharing and subscribing to my channel. It does help me a lot, and it does mean a lot to me. So thank you so much for that. And if you're interested in any of the special videos I record on very specific topics, bringing you more psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides, you can get them on my Vimeo on-demand videos and also on my Patreon shop. I've created a list you can read here on this slide. They are also linked below this video in the description box and on my website, theluckymermaid.com, on the videos page. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing month of March, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.